Yes. Back at it. Another one. SLR.
You know, it's your boy, Big Black and Beautiful.
SLR.
I'm here with my boy Marlon, you know. Another episode, man. We on 10 now. 10, right? Big 10. I mean, you said 10, like Big 10. Yeah. I guess Carter 6 is out.
Yo, we waited a long time for this. Shout out to the boy Tunchi. You know, young money president. My boy is he's putting some long nights and hours, but he got it done. We got Carter 6 before we got GTA. Heard you.
Well, I mean, I didn't really listen to it, so I can't even give you a real review on it. I mean, I listened to the song with Kodak and I listened to the song, but I mean, I haven't been anticipating a Carter album since Carter 3.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, like every rapper, you know, they go in their prime. Everybody's not Nas. They don't get, you know, they don't age like wine, you know. So a lot of artists, they get into their Michael Jordan Wizard jersey days. And
wow, he called him
So I mean, I see all the bad comments about the album. I still gotta listen to it, but I already know I'm not going into listening to the album with high expectations.
So I listened to the album. Obviously, I got to give Wayne his credit, his show, him his flowers.
I mean, he's still a legend.
He's still Wayne. We talking about Wayne. Like we talking about Tooch. Like he's.
I grew up on Wayne. You know?
I grew up like listen. We grew up on Wayne. I can't tell you how many great songs he's given us. Classics after classic. It's almost like he's on auto now. Like at this point in time.
I mean, how much more can he give us? You know, so it's. I feel like we gotta go easy on our legends sometimes, you know.
I like that, but you know,
go easy on our legends.
I think he did a good job. If I had to rate the album out of a 10, based on the way the album was laid out, you know, the features, he didn't seem to he didn't overdo too much. I know a lot of times in the past he was going through a transitional moment in his life and stuff, and it kind of turned over or related into the bars. But this album seems like it was thought out. He's got the most craziest, like he's got his son on the album. He's got Andrea Bocelli. He's got 2 Chainz. Who else has he got on there? He's got Big Sean. He's got Jelly Roll. So he's got a couple of features that really scream commercial. But Wayne's become, and when you listen to this album, you realize where the Uzis come from, the Ken Carsons, the Playboy Cardis, the Travises, the Yaks. These are all people that were influenced by him. The Extension, all these guys don't realize how influential Wayne has been. And at one point in time in their life, they're going to have to essentially find their peace in their career.
I mean, so you basically just give him grace. Like, sometimes you gotta give M grace. Like, M ain't the same M he was.
M's a beast. People still fucking love M. Eminem's a fucking beast.
It's just they age out, and then, you know, they give us so much music. I know a lot of people sitting on the album right now. I ain't listen to it. I gotta.
Like, what more do you fucking want? People always, like, it's like everyone tries to make it seem like.
I feel like Wayne's doing the same thing he's been doing. It's like rambling, and I see when you're gay. He's been doing that.
He was a rambler, but this album he was a little different. He wasn't doing as much rambling.
I didn't really. So
and it's funny that you said that because that's what we know him for. We don't know him for. We know he's become a rambler. But if you listen to this album,
there's so many drugs, all that shit. Come on,
but you know what? Creativity comes in the straightest form.
I told you, I grew up. My brother was the biggest Cash Money fan. I grew up. I shared with my brother. Like, he used to play that shit 24/7. I heard the nigga since he was like.
Think about all the people, the J Mills, the Nicki Minaj's, the Drakes.
I know even before that.
These are all the people. These are all the people that were under that umbrella. So. There was a lot of influence there, but I definitely say.
So, go easy on Wayne, man.
Carter 6. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Heard me?
Oh, all right. I gotta listen to it.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. back at it. Wasn't a lot of music this week, but there was a lot of, and give shout
still listening to Ace Trumpets, man. That's what I'm still
Ace
listening to.
Trumpet was another one. Rick Hyde out there out of that BSF camp. He's a young lieutenant under that camp. He's a phenomenal.
That Streamer dude dropped his album too on Playboy Max, but I'm like,
Playboy Max?
He dropped.
Hey, listen. Shout out to Playboy Max getting in time to actually put in an album while streaming. It's definitely a lot of work.
I think he just ended his streak.
Oh, well.
He's been streaming every day since the beginning of the year. He didn't
But you know what?
Recently.
For him to stay focused and not get too caught up.
Remember, man, consistency is the key, man. That's how you get what you want to get.
Stay consistent.
Do it when you don't want to do it.
Listen, if anything else fails in your life, just remember what you're consistent about and use that same drive and apply it to what you want in life, right? And consistency is key, right? You just got to be able to make that conversion. But love is love.
You know, we love AI and we talk about AI all the time. Google VO3 has came out. This shit looks crazy.
Every single day I get online in some capacity and see how AI is improving, and not only based off of the quality, but the quality of life.
Like, yo, you think we're gonna be getting scammed when we get old. If you see the videos like they dropping down, like the shit, the only reason you can tell it's fake, sometimes you see like the wrong logos.
Don't say what you see that's fake, because AI is listening and they're just improving based off of what you're telling.
It is. By the time in the next 10 years, it's gonna be crazy.
But the Google VO, I just got a little drop on it. Yo, crazy. I'm talking like
the prompt videos. Are you a prompt? Are you a prompt?
Like the quality of this, the curves, the contours, the fluent actual dialogue is just like to the point where you have to question, is this real or is this not? You know? Like it's getting so like
it's getting scary out here.
I must say Google VO is definitely going to change.
I think it's like $250 the plan.
Is it? Yeah, is it a plan? It's a plan $250 per month or
I think so, like that.
$250?
I mean, look what it's doing.
Yo, listen. We're saying $250, right? Someone's getting paid off of this, but more importantly, somebody's losing their job. So
somebody in the comments said Netflix just made 6,000 more terrible movies with this.
So we basically gonna see a whole bunch of lifelike animated fucking movies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Basically, imagine Boondock Saints with like a real version of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Uncle Ruckus, but the real version of Uncle Ruckus.
You know they were working on that movie. That never came out.
It would be a great one. It would be a great one. But let's get into something a little more, controversial. Something that we see a lot of, and we don't necessarily know how to digest it. But we want to take it for what it's worth. Or more importantly, we want to, see the good in it. So this is one of the topics that was just brought up. So let's listen to this segment.
You're talking about the transracial adoption?
That is correct. So let's hear this.
Let's hear this real quick.
Children. Full stop. And this isn't to say anything negative about my family. I know that they love me and I love them, but they were and are ill-equipped to deal with the issues that Black people face in this world. All the love and good intention will never prepare you or that child for the things that they'll have to go through being a Black person in a white environment. When they walk out that door, you will not be able to protect them from the violence that they're going to experience. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, being singled out in school, not being able to play with certain friends because you're Black. The first time I was called the N-word, I was 5 years old. And it doesn't stop there. The racist jokes that are told in your presence, and then you're assured that, you know what, we're not talking about you. There's a difference between Black people and N-words. And that's just the overt racism. The overt racism is even worse, because that comes from your close friends and even your family. The gaslighting, the denial, the I don't see color bullshit. I'm only speaking from my own personal experience, but feel free to go follow the 100 of creators on this app that are of color who have been adopted by white families who have similar stories to mine. And for anyone who thinks...
That's the thing when people want to, nobody wanted you. Somebody took you in. Be grateful. I mean, I feel like people try to find a negative in certain things. Like, They adopted you. Your family did not want you. The black people that you want, they did not want you. And you have this family that took you in, right? They took you in. Then you're finding, like, yo, even if you're not adopted, these problems still happen.
What? So
that's like me living in a certain neighborhood. That
so listen,
doesn't matter if you being adopted or not. That's gonna happen.
He just said, listen to me, y'all. Like, comment.
Yo, man, I'm sick of people trying to be victims,
hold up. Like, comment, and subscribe. But more importantly, let's think about.
It's like the Kaepernick shit when he tried to talk about
No.
Loves you, man.
Let's stay here.
Your president wants you.
So listen, there are individuals who can either be brought into that lifestyle. More importantly, kids who have biracial parents who take those kids out of those circumstances because they only like the idea of you, but not the reality of you. So now you've raised this biracial kid in a predominantly white neighborhood or area. Then you have kids who were left or parents were killed that grow up and they're adopted by these predominantly black areas.
The world is not peaches and life is not fair. It's not going to be a fairy tale for you. I'm sorry, this is not a utopia. The world is not a utopia.
Well, that's not what she was saying. That's not what she was saying.
She's complaining about.
She's not complaining. She's not complaining about it. She's speaking in it. She's isolating it. It seems very impersonal of you to think that doesn't happen. And no,
I mean, I'm saying that.
You think?
I'm saying the things that she's
not complaining about. Her grandchildren,
the people that are not adopted either.
So there's no gaslighting with white people. There's no gaslighting. There's no gaslighting when it comes to color and adaptation to certain situations. More has nothing. This isn't a fear factor here. It's the reality of.
You're not gonna be like that everywhere. We know the history of this country.
So instead of looking at it from a bigger scale, like, comment, subscribe. Think about it like this. If you're on a street, right, and all the houses are burning, now they decide, hey, listen, let's put out the houses on the left side of the street because they are worth more. But the ones on the right, we can always let them burn down and start all over brand new. Because to begin with, they weren't worth much. So that basically puts that right side of the street at a disadvantage, right?
Life ain't fair.
So why deal with the aspect of people trying to make you feel lesser than what you are? Because that's what she's basically saying. She's
I see another one where people I seen one on TikTok, but it was just a little kid. And people were mad, like, why do you have to adopt a black kid? Yo, as long as the kid's in a happy home and is being taken care of,
he's the kind of guy right here who basically says slavery was great for us. Because there was a family out in Georgia that basically adopted. The way he said that basically said that. There was a family out in Georgia, right? They were adopting only black kids to teach them about becoming better slaves and passing this on, right? The child services found out what they were doing, right? Found out what they were.
But I'm just.
Well, hold on. In his words, no one wanted them, so they got a better life. So therefore,
no, I'm talking about this shit right here.
No. But she's generalizing this. These are transracial adoptions. These are kids that are adopted by people who don't want them.
But
that's what you said, right?
Our gripes that happen to every black people. It just happens to you at home. When you go to school, you have white teachers that are going to say certain things.
But what she's saying is that no one is more ill-equipped to give that child literally the accessories or the attributes.
You could have black parents that are not equipped either, and they're abusive just the same way.
No. How can someone be black not be equipped to tell someone black how to deal with life?
It doesn't matter what color. You could be an unequipped parent.
That doesn't.
Parents that tell their kids they're ugly,
unequipped or not. Unequipped parent. You still equipped enough to know how to be living as a black person. because there are different rules and
I don't know. This
regulations.
lady look like she's well off. She don't look like she's on the streets.
It seems
She
like
look she
it
got a
seems
life,
like
she got a job.
so that means that she has a gripe about it.
No,
You just
she's
said her-
having gripes. Oh, they're not well equipped. They have your family members.
No,
saying
what she's
this and
saying,
that.
what she's saying here.
Have family members that say shit that's not even they're black. And they say some fucked up shit.
But that
too.
doesn't. No, but she's not talking about saying fucked up shit.
Yes,
She's
she
talking
is.
about equipped to be a parent, be equipped to take on the child that is not necessarily deemed the same color as you. How do you take someone and deal with that? Listen, how many times have you seen a black or a white kid with a different racial family, right? And regardless if they shown the greatest amount of love, right? How many times have you seen them deal with it? They could be the best people in the world. They could be the worst people in the world. We would never know because we're seeing it from
I feel
outside
like
of
some
perspective.
people look to be victimized by some certain stuff.
No,
It's just like, yo,
I feel like
you have to
you're
understand,
general.
you're a real white family.
I feel like you're
They're gonna
generalizing
be
that.
different.
You generalized that statement, and you just said, literally, you gotta hear what you said. They should be happy that someone took them in. No one wanted them.
Nobody did want them. They were orphans.
Yeah, but you made it seem like very impersonal, like, hey, therefore, because no one wanted you, you gotta deal with everything else that comes with
No,
it.
I said life isn't fair.
No, but the way you worded it, you got to think about how you played it out. You said, therefore, because no one else wanted you, and life is unfair, you got to deal with everything else
Life
that comes with
isn't
it.
fair.
But that's not the point.
We're
You-
not
but
everybody
no,
not
you
dealing
made
the
it
same
seem like
cards.
you're just saying, even though on top of being at a disadvantage to begin with, right? You just
I
said
feel
that
like we used to be in a disadvantage. I feel like now we're not in a disadvantage that much.
you shouldn't even have an asterisk by it if you're going to say it. You're making it.
No,
You're
'cause
saying
yo, it's just
that much is an asterisk.
Yo, come on. We talked about this before. The ancestors of this country, the black people before, they went through a lot more shit than people do today.
Stop it. You're speaking from.
That's true.
You don't know
Yo,
this. You don't know.
what do you mean we don't know this? They can't go to the same places. That's different school. What are you talking about? I don't know. It's history.
History is history, but you know what? It gets very murky when it comes to people and what.
No, I feel like there's some people that look for that shit. They look for a disadvantage.
No one's looking for it. It's just she's shedding light on something there.
Somebody took her in. That was not her parents. They
She
fed her.
didn't say
They clothed
her.
her.
She didn't say her. She said people that are dealing with this. And
You see, she was adopted by a white family.
yeah, but she's talking from her perspective. She's saying, listen, there are kids who are dealing with this right now, and the people who take them in are ill-equipped to be their parental figure, not her.
How are
She-
they inequipped? You mean
because-
they still raised her?
She's not talking
They
about
want, some
her.
people want hugs. And the world's not like that.
Yeah.
What
are
are
you
you saying? She
no,
wants people to.
No,
to
she's
treat her
not.
like
She did not say that. She did not say
Can I
that.
play this again?
No, we're not going to play it
Can I
again
play
because
it
you're
again?
not listening to it.
Can I play it again?
You said that the world is supposed to coddle you. She
Can I play
basically,
it again?
no, we're gonna say it because regardless if we're gonna go over it again, she basically said word for word, verbatim. She said her experience and the kids that are going through are two completely different. But there are some people who are not equipped to give the experience of a black child in a
Yo.
different racial family setting.
She had no parents. These people were kind to take her in.
We're not talking about her. She's talking about other kids, and she's talking about her experience in addition to kids right now. She's saying she went through it, and she's saying kids that are going through it have a different experience. That's what she's saying to you. She's saying, yes, she went through it, and the other kids that are going through it, and they feel, and she feels that however you want to lay it out, that there are people right now that are not equipped to give them that good enough experience or that comforting, welcoming into the society. Dealing with that.
We live in America. We know the history of America.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
We only know what's being relayed or what we know.
the history of America.
Everyone gets
It's like me going into a house on fire, right? Knowing that I could get burned, then I go in there and complain that I got burnt. We know this country's racist. We know that whites and blacks.
Okay, let's tone this down because it seems like you're going off on this rant about.
I'm not going on no rant,
Yeah,
but I'm telling you that, of course, the race relations have been fucked up since the beginning. So why do you expect that? Just be happy that you got adopted. by somebody. Nobody, your parents
I
did not
know.
want
Listen,
you.
listen.
You talking about being well equipped.
just-
Your parents
so-
were well equipped. They didn't care. They didn't even want you.
So just as I said before, not just because no one wanted you or your parents didn't want you, or some of the circumstances presented where your parents were maybe unalive or something that allowed you to separate from your parental figures, right? Stuff like those situations are unfortunate, but they do happen. So when those situations happen, that does not mean that it does not mean that you're subjected to shit because you're the object acting you're in a bigger disadvantage does not mean you're subjected or you're welcoming
This
people.
is America.
That does not mean you're welcome or open.
This is America.
I'm sorry.
This has been going on since the beginning of the country.
That's not what she's saying of whether it's going on.
She's talking about her white family being racist, not being able to protect her because they don't understand.
That's not what she said. Not being racist.
That's what she said.
She said that they were not equipped to give her these.
They're white. Of course, they don't know how to. They don't live the life of a black person in this country. Of course, they're not. But they took her in.
But
nobody else wanted her.
But that's not the point. The point is either regardless of they took her in.
Like I told you, know the history of America.
So it's just
why do we?
That's right there. That statement shows a very lack of consideration for other people and their personal situation. We live in.
They took her in. That's a consideration.
They took this child in, right?
They didn't have to. They could have adopted a white kid.
But more importantly, they try to conform this child and not give her enough information or tools to go into the real world.
Every family, you're gonna want them to move like you. You're gonna father the kid. Of course, they're not. They don't have they don't have the feeling of being a black person in this country.
Let me ask you a question.
I feel like you could pick and choose. America's not what it was 50, 60 years ago. Like you could do this.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. There was one because there was there was an adjoining there was a supporting comment behind this, right? And I read it. So someone goes, so if it's so equally in the upbringing of black and white kids, right? Why are these kids unmoisturized? These kids have no black friends. They don't know anything about black history. They only know history. And if you had to generalize what history was based off of what we know or what the internet allows us to perceive as history, this kid was completely lost in translation. Now, if you gotta think about it like this, right? If it's so bad or it's so like the history that you quote unquote stand by, if it's so jaded in this poor child, think about a kid growing up in the Midwest, right? They do so good at protecting this image of what history is. Who's to say they know what their history is? Because they don't, because they're only being pushed out what they want them to know, right? So as a parent who's never have no kind of correlation to black culture, right?
Yeah, let's go on to the next topic, man. Just happy. Just be happy you got adopted, all right? Don't pull no Kaepernick and start shitting on your parents, this, that, and the third.
No one's telling you to shit on your adopted parents. What I'm saying to you is that
they weren't touching you. They weren't doing anything to you.
But some of them are.
I'm talking about this thing. That happens with black, white, orange, green, blue.
But
that happens with all adopted parents.
No, but these adoption agencies, they see white families and they are more apt to giving these black kids to white families. And then there are some white families that are great and supportive, but then there's also those that some of them have some real shit.
I know people that were adopted, they went through some shit and they had black parents.
Listen, they may go through it, but it's a little different coming from a white household.
I guess, man.
Abuse is abuse.
It's June.
Abuse is abuse, right?
Happy Pride Month. It's June. Happy Male Health Month too as well.
Yeah, Happy Male Health Month. But more importantly, Happy Pride Month. There are a lot of people out there repping the rainbow. Love is love.
Shout out to the
rainbow
G's
committee.
And the L's and the B's.
And the Q's and the T's.
No, I'm not going that far.
Love
going that far.
Love is love. Over here, we showing love regardless. And
love regardless.
Happy Pride Month, right? Get to it.
And now we have Halle Berry.
Oh man, this is a great one. Yo.
So apparently,
remember when Holly was the
Van Hunt Her boyfriend of what? 5 years?
5 years.
Proposed to her and she rejected.
Holly.
And she's saying she's feeling that
Holly, please, baby.
she's saying that marriage doesn't
I love you, girl.
the love.
I love you, girl. Please marry me. That's
Do
probably.
you think he wanted to get married, or he's just thinking that she wants that, but she's saying she doesn't want that?
There's gotta be a part of him that's like, that's my girl. He fucked Holly Berry, the it girl, the old it girl, right? But then there's part of him that's probably like, maybe I can get a couple bucks out of her. But she's been
I don't
married.
know about that.
Bro,
This guy probably is some established dude too or something.
Listen. She's been married a couple of times, and she paid out almost $100 million.
Yeah, Hunt is a Grammy-winning artist who has been exploited. Yeah, he's accomplished too.
Oh, so listen. Regardless if he's accomplished or not, Holly's been around a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure that.
I mean, she did it 3 times. She probably don't want to do it again. She don't want to, because you know you get married, it's like a whole.
She don't want to spend no more bread. She's tired of fucking paying out. Like she's been
You
back.
think the problem? 3 marriages?
Yeah. Listen, again, not passing judgment. Holly's Holly.
Yo, we potty, man. Do you think she's the problem?
Yeah.
If you were the answer.
If I had the answer, Holly's a whole lot. She's a handful, right? But all bad bitches are a handful, right?
Yeah, you know, that's not how it makes them. God don't just make you pretty and just be.
Listen.
Like, you're not going to be, you're going to have some downsides, you know?
It comes with the fucking
It comes,
territory.
like, you know?
It comes with the territory. So, yeah, I definitely think Holly's a handful. But you know what? You gotta get it how you can. But on the flip side,
Now, if you were to propose to a girl, right?
Mhm.
And she said no, do you think that relationship could still work? If she said, I'm not ready right now,
I don't think so.
you think it's a no
Because,
after that?
like, that's the pinnacle of a relationship, right? You're saying, hey, listen, will you marry me, right? Will you take my hand in this marriage? And she goes, no. What the fuck? What is there after that? What the fuck is there after that?
Yeah, it's like taking a test and passing it, and then they tell you still failed the class. Like, it's a final, you tell them, like, nah.
Now you gotta, no. It's basically like, yo, you did good, you got a D.
Yeah, that's more better, yeah. It's like,
What the fuck is a D? That's not
isn't
passing.
marriage like the goal of a relationship?
Marriage is like the pinnacle of a
Yeah.
relationship. So they say no, but if they say it with like a asterisk, no, but we could try it again. Is it basically, are they holding you around and keep you in limbo? What the fuck? Like,
It's like, I don't want to be lonely, I'm going to keep you around, but I don't want you to marry me. I feel like
but if
the way
they,
society is, I feel they built women to want to get married. Even though she
No, but not
she did
anymore.
it 3 times. That means she said it failed, she tried it again, so that means she's willing to try it again. And you telling me now the 3rd time you don't want to try it? You already tried it another 2 times after you failed the 1st time. I don't know, yo, Mr. Hunt, man.
yo, you a better man than I am.
I think you gotta tell Holly, man, I'm good, man. Because it
Nah.
looks like
No, but like, do you wait around for Holly and she says no, or do you like, what do you do? Like, when do you leave? Like,
5 strong years. I don't.
5 years? He's older.
I think you a dude knows if she's gonna say yes or no.
I'm pretty sure in his mind, he thought Holly was a green light. 5 years in, he's like, yeah, like, Holly's gotta marry me, you know?
But she's saying that, you know, I think she said that. What did she say?
She was just like, I ain't paying no more fucking money. I saw what she was saying. She was like, I'm gonna need to keep that at home.
She said she feels like marriage doesn't
Do it.
necessarily validate their love. Saying that the 3 past marriages and his one dispute this. And then she expressed that they too plan to marry soon because she believes Hunt is the right person for her.
So let me ask you a question.
She's
here.
not out of obligation.
So let me ask you a question. Is marriage the same thing when you have kids versus when you don't have kids?
I mean, she has kids, right? Don't she?
But she doesn't have kids by Hunt.
Yeah, by Hunt, yeah.
Now, I'm asking you firsthand. Do you feel
Yeah,
like...
because they say marriage is good for the kids, so why...
What, does a kid know that you're married in holy, sanctimony between the two people? Like, what? Does a kid know that?
I mean, no.
So,
But it depends on the age of the kid. I don't know her age of the kid.
so the kid.
I mean, they don't know, but they see the unit.
So let's talk about you. Do you feel it is necessary to be married if you're having a kid? Answer wisely.
Yes.
The camera's rolling.
Yes.
Hey, listen. There are still some good men out there who want to make sure that that family is under great infrastructure.
Yes.
And this guy's one of them.
Yes.
And I believe in marriage. Marriage is a good thing.
Yeah, me too, man. I came out of a marriage situation. You know?
I think marriage is a good thing.
It works.
But
I ain't that bad.
you should be ready. You should want it, and more importantly, you should stick to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are people out there who are like, listen, I'm just not ready for it mentally, and I don't wanna sell that person short. But sometimes people get forced into these situations.
And I feel like the idea of marriage just makes people think it's supposed to be more than it is sometimes.
Well, it is a lot more than what it is. It's a man. We're married.
Now, Bobby, I feel like there's some people that have been in a relationship for years, like, you're just doing the same thing, but you act like it's not the same thing. It's like marriage is with a contract now. It's like now you can't just leave, but we've been doing the same thing since we were together. Cooking out, being a team, but now you feel like...
So, what do you think changes from from a relationship to a
I
marriage?
guess it's the title thing. Like now it's the title, and they feel like now you're obligated to do this now. Like you have to do this.
So do you feel that you're obligated, you're obliged to do something now that you're married to someone?
I mean, yeah, by definition, I guess. But I feel like you were doing that before when you were with the person.
Yeah, why would it change?
Because now it's the title one.
So you telling me you wouldn't go to the fucking store at 2 o'clock in the morning to get this bitch a fucking burger, but now that y'all married, you're gonna go get her a fucking burger?
I mean...
The title is what made you get the bitch a burger?
Some people act like that. Some people move like that.
So I gotta get married to a bitch to bring a bitch a burger at 2 o'clock in the
I
morning?
mean, if you with her, I'm gonna do that regardless, but...
So exactly, do it regardless. Why the fuck you gotta get married to fucking bring a bitch a burger?
I mean, I don't think the burger thing's part of the marriage thing, but
But we're just using that as a fucking analogy. This guy's over here talking about, I wouldn't go get the burger if I wasn't married, but now that we
No,
are.
I'm just saying some people act like there's some people like, imagine you with this girl, right? You used to go out all the time. She didn't care when you go out, but now you're married, now you can't go out anymore.
Is that a good thing?
I think that's like, I feel like why you were accepted, you let that shit go before when you guys weren't married. Now you're married, saying no, you can't hang out with your friends.
And the question here is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? I'm not putting no connotation to it, but I want to know what the fuck is that to you?
I think people just be making marriage a little too big of a thing sometimes.
So too big of a thing is what you're saying. So does that big of a thing, quote unquote, is that enough to put a title behind it? That's a question we gotta ask.
I feel like marriage is more of it's like a business partnership. Like we put our things together to like do this life thing together. Like we're gonna do this life thing together. Now we have a contract that binds this life partnership together. And now instead of doing things individually, we do it as a unit. Like getting a house, raising kids together.
So let me ask you a question here. So the majority of your life, you have gained this traction by doing certain things and motivating yourself.
And most of the time, it's a form of religious thing. Like marriage is like a religious thing, right?
I think that's just.
I mean, that's where it came from, right?
But didn't marriages? I honestly must say that I think marriage is almost like religion, and what I mean by that is there were times when
it's like what is it? It's like a union under God, like God's blessing this union. When you get married and all that, right?
So
I mean, I came from like a
This-
one of those super Protestants. Shout out to Protestants. You know?
My family also pretty deep in the church. But one thing I must say that we as people have really leaned on is religion and marriage. And I just think it's interesting how it's lost its validity. Like, people almost make it seem like it's more transactional now than.
I mean, because I remember I seen this stat, like, marriage is like, some guy was saying that you have a better chance of more people, marriages fail more than people dying. You have a better luck bungee jumping and not getting hurt than getting married. Saying marriages fail in America, like, I forgot, it was a high percentage, like 70.
Yes, it's 73%. It's a very high number, right? But think about this.
But I feel like you could add that to, like, people thinking shit's supposed to be perfect. They think it's a fairy tale. Like, and if it's not that fairy tale, it's not gonna work.
I'm starting to see this pattern of him trying to relate that everything's a fairy tale outside of the norm. And there
What
are.
do you mean? I'm just saying, some people think we were women watch these Disney movies. It's like the man's supposed to sweep you off the fleet. He's supposed to be the gentleman, and then dudes are not like that, and women are supposed to be the ones that are this and that, but women are not that anymore. It's just, I feel like we're still in that fantasy. Like, we grew up in that shit. That's just in our circumference. It's in our conscience that it's supposed to be this way, and if it's not that way, then it should be ended.
So.
And I feel like a marriage is gonna be hard, and I feel like people they want it to be a smooth road when it's not. Like, you're not gonna wake up every morning and love your partner or be happy to be in their face. It's like, it's not a perfect. But I feel like a lot of people, we've been programmed to believe that it's supposed to be this, and if it's not that, it's not good.
I like that. So basically what you're saying here is that it's hard for people to see
the good in it because they've seen it's supposed to be this way. And if it's not that way, it's bad.
What do you think causes people to think that way?
Like we always said social media made the world smaller. So I feel like
fucking social media.
I feel like we're seeing
these
examples that we think it's supposed to be like this, and if it's not that, it's a failure.
Well, it's hard.
It's just reality. You're not gonna love this person the same way you did the first time you met them. It's gonna be different. You're gonna.
So tell me,
And I feel like back then, like our parents, like back then, it was just different. Like I don't know if I say they understood that more, but I mean, they were still getting divorced back then, but it wasn't as it is today. But
so
I just think society was different. Before, it was like women didn't have a way out, I guess. Like now. Because you gotta remember, like we talked about this last time, women couldn't have their own bank accounts. They couldn't drive, they couldn't get their own, they needed a man for all of that. Or I feel like some people were more religious back then. And now religion ain't as prevalent as it was back then. Because some people felt like if they were divorced, they were going against God because they already made the union and under God and all that stuff.
So,
and they didn't want to break that.
Okay, let me ask you a question here. Since we're here on this island together, you're West Indian, and
Shout out to Haiti.
I'm pretty sure you've seen relationships that have lasted a bit too long.
Yes.
All for no reason. And sometimes it's what people know, and people know nothing else. Like, I've seen relationships in West Indian families where the parties are completely unhappy, right? But they don't know how to say they're unhappy. They don't say they're unhappy because they don't want to be even more unhappy. And this level of happiness.
Or they care about the judgment of others.
Or they care about the judgment of others. And tell me what y'all think. Comment and subscribe and let me know what y'all think, because there are people out there who've been in relationships for years you've seen it. We've all seen it. We've all seen people in these relationships that last way too long. And these, partners, whether it's the male or the female, they're all just, mum's the word. They're deflecting. They're using other ways of trying to, relay how they feel. And sometimes they bottle this shit up and it lets them eat them up inside out. So the real question here is, he made a comment about the consistency of being in a relationship and trying to find your way through not the smoothest times, but there's a fine line between, finding a smooth road in a rough patch and just being completely ignorant to the situation, right?
Consistency is so, I guess it doesn't work. I guess the idea of marriage, I feel like this is a different time.
Well, it is a different time. Funny you brought that up, because our next actual subject here is about a different time versus what we are dealing with today. And what we're talking about here is the average age of home ownership. And from what I see here, we got the average home owner age at 56. Up from 31. Imagine that. The average homeowner used to be 31, and now it's 56.
That's when cribs was like 20,000.
Yeah, like when the boomers were getting cribs for fucking 4 bags of weed, a couple of sacks of potatoes, and 4 pairs of shoes. That's what they were getting the cribs for back then, basically, right?
It's hard out here right
now.
now.
The economy has changed drastically, right? Yeah. And home ownership has changed, like the dynamics of it has changed so much that
it was 49 in 2023.
It just spiked.
Damn, it jumped almost 10 years.
So it's like, to all y'all out there making payments on $1.50 hot dogs at Costco, shouts to you, because you fucking the economy up, man. How the fuck you making payments on hot dogs? Come on, get your life together, man. Listen, what I'm saying to you is that everyone goes through times and periods in their life, but the whole point is you need to get better every day.
You tell me the picket white fence dream is
further.
Gotta wait now.
It's further than it was.
Man, so you getting this shit when you about to go to the group home place. I mean, the nursing home.
The nursing home? God damn! So that basically means we need to preserve
Get the crib, and then you got 10 more years.
You got 10 more years after you.
That's crazy.
Wait, are you down to live in assisted living when you get older, or do you want to live at home?
I don't do that. I'm good.
So you telling me
I don't want to see. I'll be going crazy. Sometimes people say I'm insane for saying this. Like, I do not want to live to the age where I can't do my shit myself. I feel like it's taking. I'll be saying I want to be like.
That's why you gotta. That's why you always gotta practice mobility the older you get, because you want to be able to move those limbs. Play golf, fucking play bocce ball.
My mom's like 60 something, but she's still.
Yeah, because your mom's been moving all, like, you want to be able, like, the older you get, you gotta, keep a moderate.
Run up the stairs as workout. Like,
exactly, a moderate amount of fucking, strength and conditioning, but more importantly, get those limbs moving, so that the older you get.
Yeah, once you stop
moving, you know what they say, you move it, you lose it, you don't move, you lose them, you don't use them, you lose them. But hopping right along, crazy. We got to get into this, but this is a real thing.
DDG?
It's a real thing. We talking about my boy DDG. Shouts to you, my boy.
First the reports was that his temporary restraining order was denied. Shade. Who was pushing that? Shade Room was pushing that. It's crazy when you see like these people online. They like, I told you, these gender war shit is crazy. Like, it's just gender war. They don't care what's right or wrong. It's just gender war. And we didn't see this a lot, because we got the Tory thing, we got the DDG thing. We have a lot of shit, and it's like a lot of gender war women. A lot of women are just gonna do, like I said, you know what this means. They're gonna do the vagina unite, and they don't care about sympathy for the men. I feel like men do not get sympathy. We're supposed to be men and be like, but I feel like people gotta stop using their kids against their fathers. Let their fathers be. let the father be in the kid's life. Like y'all didn't work out, but don't destroy two relationships, all right? Because one didn't work out. And I feel like we see this where she's making up these claims. Lucky this man, there's a lot of dudes that they don't screenshot their shit, they don't record anything.
Because they're too much.
Lucky this guy did this, because it would have never worked in their favor. Because the court, you guys complain about the what is it, what's the word they love to complain about, the patriarchy, whatever. But you guys never complain about the one that takes the social system that y'all hate that favors you guys, which is the court system, which favors women more than men. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the man never gets the sympathy when it comes to like fatherhood and all that. The court plays in the woman's side and they use that. A lot of women know that and they're gonna use that against the man. And as we see in the DDG situation where Holly, the Hollywood sweetheart, is people love the cute, nice lady, woman, girl, whatever.
We love Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid out here, but sees, Little Mermaid be evil. And I know everybody's blaming this on postpartum. I mean, I know postpartum is but I feel like, come on.
So, listen, motherhood is nothing like any man. Like we can we can't explain that, right? Fatherhood, we could explain, but there are things that we as fathers are at a disadvantage. A mother who doesn't like a father is worse than a father who doesn't want to see their kid.
There's not a lot of dudes out there that are trying to keep their kids away from their mother.
There's not. So
it's like rarely happens. Like,
and
I don't know the statistics, but I don't hear a lot of stories of men trying to keep their children from the mother unless the mom is really bugged out.
Yeah, and then you get these situations where where the mom holds the kid away from the father, but then the father is really trying, but then in the process,
and they tell you shit like you should have fought hard enough.
And then now you got the father in a whole whirlwind of legal troubles because the mom put him in that situation, or the mom felt that she needed this to happen for him to have some structure.
That's funny. We talking about this too. We can add the Duke Dennis in there because Duke Dennis, I guess.
Duke Dennis.
His kid, the baby moms are dropping the kids left to right now. I don't know how much he has, but it doesn't matter. He probably doesn't want his kids in the light like that. But now they're saying that that's so crazy. Like they're saying that he's a deadbeat now. These women are coming out saying that he takes care of his kid financially, but he's not there physically.
Yeah, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to stop the things that's paying for all 8 of you to live the lifestyle that you're doing, to come and spend time with all 8 of you, so that
I don't think he has 8 kids.
I'm just hypothetically speaking. So now that this kid has stopped doing all the stuff that generated this income, so that he can spend time with him. Now he's a deadbeat because he has no money and he's basically a lame. You see, it's a double-edged sword. So take into consideration when you are taking care of your family, and take into consideration the women that are taking care of your kids, because they weaponize their kids.
And people out there, stop comparing situations to your situation.
Yeah.
Talking about, these messages don't mean anything. My ex did this to me. That's why,
it's bad luggage. It's bad baggage that you bring that into another relationship. Now this dude,
I don't even watch stream, but I see this dude on stream with his kid. He's playing around with his kid. I don't see him as this. I don't know him, but I don't see.
And thank God that judge.
Like we said, everything on the internet, say what I'm saying. Now we just see old videos of this. You went to the Grammys. The Oscars. You didn't win any awards. This dude went to go buy awards to make you feel like something. Now you're telling me that this guy just suddenly became abusive, throwing your head into a steering wheel. Like, it just doesn't correlate. Like, I feel like people that are abusive, they see signs of the abuse.
But when I saw an interview with DDG talking about how old girl hit Brent Fires, and he was like, I used to listen to that music, man. He said, I stopped listening to that music because it hit home. Because
Britt's a sniper, yo. He Joe Budden gave him on that 1.2,
yeah. Right? Yeah. But it was just funny. It wasn't funny. It was just interesting to see how it affected him, right? And you know, at the end of the day, they do have complete control over their children or your
But
kids.
Good luck to Gigi. Gigi's lucky he is with his temporary restraining order got granted. So Halo's not gonna be in Italy while Holly shoots the movie and he gets to be around his kid.
Yes. But yo, actually, let's take this right into I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it, but we knew, or we just hoped it didn't happen. When it happens sooner than later, but this Trump versus Elon
Oh yeah.
has completely just taken us all by storm.
See, I was saying Trump is president. Elon is the real president. I don't think he's the real president. It's so funny. It's gonna be too petty. I don't think Elon. He's not gonna win this battle with Trump. Trump is king petty. He's gonna hit he has his masses is messing with him right now. I know now the libs are probably gonna jump back on the Elon train because he's against Trump. But I heard apparently I already called Trump to mediate the whole thing. Trump didn't take his call.
Yo, I was so. Let me tell you
That
something.
had me dying. I'm like, yo, if Trump was on the Epstein list, these dudes tried to lock him up, kill him. They would have been dropped that shit. That shit would have been the first thing.
But they didn't want it to drop.
They on it too, probably, but you know.
And man, I'll tell you, it happened so fast. And I'll tell you, like, before when the incident was playing out, the stock was crashing. And
Stock's been good today.
but then today, I was gonna say it was crashing, but then today it was up. It wasn't and just because it was up 6% by fucking top, the break of the bell. It doesn't mean it was.
I don't know. I feel like if Trump
it was just a week ago. It was 360. Now it's at 302. But we're past that point.
Some people say that they think it's a ploy that he's helped. They're gonna make Tesla drop. And
They're
a
gonna
few
back-
months later,
they're gonna pop back up. Yes.
come back together and.
Yes, that is definitely so. There
Yeah,
are
we think he's gonna do those white South Africans. He's sending them back to Africa.
there is some market manipulation going on, even in the crypto space too.
Joe about to send them motherfuckers back. Oh,
all the South Africans are going back.
y'all going back. All 50 of y'all going
All
back.
50 of y'all trying to disrespect. You trying to disrespect me? I want y'all on the first thing smoking out this motherfucker.
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna go back and forth. He already said we saying Elon stay on ketamine.
Oh God,
Yeah.
bro! They leaked that one video of him standing with the black eye and fucking doing this whole gesture. Like, even the king of the king of AI, they're making him look like a nut job. Like, it's crazy how anyone with ability can make anyone look any which way with
Politics is funny. We don't like talking about
like
politics.
AI is that
hilarious.
it's to the point where you have to,
both sides are the same thing.
you
It's
gotta
just funny
go dark.
seeing them fight left and right.
you literally have to go dark for you to have any sense of idea of where we're at in the country, because everything, what they say back in the saying back in the days, I gotta see it to believe it.
Wait. Let's go back because we're talking about relationships. Let's talk about this Doug Christie and Chris Webber thing.
Sure. Oh my God.
That's kind of wild, right?
We went from King Baby Daddy Elon to Doug Christie versus Chris Webber. Ladies and gentlemen.
I've seen this where Chris Webber, Doug
Ladies and
Christie
gentlemen.
is suing his.
Ladies
ex-wife,
and
Jackie.
gentlemen.
It's kind of crazy. I remember hearing this story when I was younger with
When-
Jackie Christie would go to every team game with. Like she's on a road trip, like she's part of the team. Doug Christie can't look at any other woman. And the whole time, their kid is with Chris
Chris
Webber.
Webber.
I tell you, don't let that be accusing you of cheating. They're
Oh,
doing dirt. And they're just guilty, so they accuse you because they don't want to do what they're doing. They don't want you to be doing what they're doing.
I'm in the gym. I get the text from him. I dare not drop my phone. I said, I knew it. I
The way she
fucking knew
used
it.
to act back in the day, like, damn, the basketball wife, Jackie?
Oh,
Crazy.
man.
Now, they tell me he paid all that bread for it, and the kid's not even his. It's Chris Webber's.
I wonder how much, oh, my God.
That's
bro.
wild.
Chris Webber was fucking knocking off Doug Christie. Luckily, the boys aren't his. What if the twins, right? The two twins, the
No,
Christie.
that's not his kids.
No.
You really think they'll have the same name? That's not his kids.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, they're not? Whose are they?
No.
Somebody else's?
Yeah, somebody else's. They just have the same last name.
God, Doug Christie. That's why he's going bald. He's fucking, he had to go through it, bro.
Oh, wait. So basically, I mean, I could play this video with like a quick brief thing about the situation.
Yeah, pull it up. Let's hit.
It's kind of wild, like to think, like the way Jackie, the story you heard about this lady, where she was like,
we literally saw this in real time.
As a kid, I remember like, yeah, she don't even let that do. She's at every game. She's on.
We all believed it was not fucking.
Like they were like the super, like
The truth. I heard her say it, and I repeated it. I'm grown, and I do what I want. You know who I am. I'm Jackie Christie. That ain't gonna change.
What if the daughter you raised for 20 years was never yours, and the man who knew the truth all along was your teammate?
Oh man!
Found out. A recent DNA test didn't just flip his world, it lit it on fire. Let's rewind to the moment this story exploded. Doug Christie had been feeling uneasy for a while, but instead of making noise, Doug moved in silence. He didn't confront Jackie, he didn't ask Chantel. He ordered a DNA test through a third-party lab. The results, 0% match. No biological link to Chantel, nothing. That should have been the end. But Doug needed more. He took it further, sending in a second DNA test, not just of himself, but also a sample quietly linked to Chris Webber. That second report came back, 99.99%.
God damn!
Wasn't Doug. He was Chris Webber's daughter. That moment wasn't just painful, it was surgical.
20 years! I'm gonna need that by Friday.
He went into strategy mode. The decades of being the loyal father, the public husband, the backbone of a family built on TV, cracked with one sheet of paper. Doug didn't say a word publicly, but behind the scenes, a 20-year silence ended.
20 fucking years.
And the family brand Jackie had built, now sitting on a fault line. Doug didn't post. He didn't rant. He filed a lawsuit. It reads like the script of a Netflix betrayal series.
Damn! Not my boy Doug Christie!
Charges filed. Paternity
Yo.
fraud for knowingly misleading him into believing Chantel was his biological child. Emotional distress from 2 decades of deceit and the fallout that
God, you about to make Chris go broke!
for allowing his name to be used legally and publicly as a financial deception for extracting funds, time, and effort under false pretenses. The damages, $4,600,000, 0 cents, and climbing. Doug's legal team itemized the numbers with precision. Over $300,000, 0 cents in private school tuition, medical costs, and lifestyle expenses. $120,000, 0 cents in emotional therapy and counseling. Post damages tied to brand manipulation because Jackie
God damn!
and business ventures were all built on the perfect family image that Doug now claims was a full-blown scam. Retroactive child
The
support
20-year
Doug is
scam.
now demanding Chris Webber cover, and here's where it gets even more real. Doug's suit demands Chris Webber be legally added to Chantel's birth certificate.
One of these lunatic, jughead, simple bitches had the audacity to say what?
That you were caught prostituting some back in 1987 or something back in the day.
Ask me.
I thought it was bullshit, but then I started seeing it everywhere. I'm like, there's no way. The way this chick used to like be on, I watch basketball here and there. The way she was like, Doug Christie this and not letting him, like, that's kind of crazy. That's scary, man. But there's so many, we grew up watching Maury. There's so many women out here that,
20 years.
it's kind of scary.
But 4 million not that bad though. We keep it all in stack, 4 million ain't that bad. Could have been a lot worse. He could have definitely hit him in the head. Like that's getting to become that's becoming a thing. Like we've seen that too much. Like there needs to be some bill or some law in place for shit like this because
let's give them a break. What about Diddy, man? 50. Jane Doe.
Jane Doe said she loved Diddy.
10K.
10K. 10 stacks.
Trinidad and Tobago.
She got 10 of those joints for a 9-day
And
date.
they said she was promising the All-Star party was he would bring 3 dudes out there for her. That's crazy, right?
Wait, so 3 niggas was fucking Jane Doe?
Yeah, I promised him an All-Star party was that I'll bring the top 3 guys in the same night. Why? I was with the lover and he liked that. I told him
Wait.
I told him that
No!
I told him I would be awake at 8 a.m. Sunday. I said it like I said the last time I got sick. And then the AUSA said the first text, he felt hesitated about the All-Star party. He asked, "Does your pussy hurt? You're not being straight with me." Then the AUSA asked the second D a minute later. He quoted my text asking for help for furniture from house. So Diddy was helping her up, and she was doing. I think I don't know, cause he didn't do this with Kim. He didn't do this.
Wait, so he was doing the free calls with her too?
Yes.
So she was getting plowed by other niggas too.
Yes, he said the All-Star party with 3 different.
So 3 niggas plowed her one night, and he was watching it, or was he involved? No.
I think he was watching it. That's Diddy's thing. Diddy a crop. And I know people like, 50, but I know 50 dealt with her before Diddy. But I know 50 has a history with Diddy. But I think this was Diddy probably did this. Probably got her cause come to find out, Diddy was messing with her friend before she got with Diddy.
First of all,
Then Diddy asked her, like, yo, what's up? Because Diddy was messing with her friend at the time. But Diddy told her, what's up, this, that, and third, and then, but now 50's probably gonna use this to get full custody.
how does the nigga convince, by the way, listen.
He fucking did, he's a billionaire, what do you mean?
He was like, listen,
And you know what they said about 50? 50 he's not doing that crazy spending. Like, he gonna give you what he gonna give you.
this is Diddy right here. He was like,
Take that.
He was like, hey, baby girl, listen, I'm bad boy. I mean, I want you to take that. But I'm on some other shit. I want you to take that. But not from me.
That's kind of crazy. You think a black girl going for that? I don't think he had any black girl that was down for that.
Honestly, I know this sounds nuts, and don't quote me, but there are a lot of rider-ass bitches in Atlanta who would do that and not open their fucking mouth and be more than open to.
Yeah, I heard Lil Miami saying things. She just said she had to get a
and it's knocked up. It's crazy because he was doing that with bitches that he probably wasn't gonna get away with it, but he could have probably did that with a bunch of bitches in the A and got away with it. But he had Daphne Joy up there getting fucking her back blown out while fucking.
And why would you go as Django? Like you have a kid with 50 Cent. As soon as they see you on the stand, they will know who you are.
But it's crazy though. Like what the hell? Like how did the nigga Diddy convince her to get plowed? Like we're not.
So now that the little sex worker thing is true, you a little sex worker.
But it's crazy how that conversation, and she was so adamant about like.
She said that 50 raped her.
Oh. She took that post down, and then she made him look like, don't treat us like this. You're hurting my family. You're.
And this is what you're doing. Like you think your son wants to see this? Like my mom was getting only 10K, and he was just taking you out and just having dudes like.
My mama bought my lunch money when she was.
It's like, please don't kiss my kid with your pee mouth.
Bert and Ernie, he posted a pic of Bert and
Yeah, because he said that. That was the nickname he used to call her Ernie, and she would call her Bert. She would call him Bert.
Bert and Ernie is wild. All I'm saying to you is that if I drop 10K, I want you for 10 days, not 9.
That's wild, though.
Wild? I did not know Daphne was getting down like that. Hit my line, dig. Pause. That's crazy. What's her at though? I'm asking for a friend. Listen, man. I don't even know what to say because there's so many layers to this shit, and it's like,
you think Diddy? How much do you think Diddy? I don't know. I feel like Diddy's a lose-lose situation with Diddy. Even if he goes to jail or doesn't go to jail, like he can't be the Diddy he was before. But I mean, he's probably gonna find some other.
But you know what? I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say, and I don't care what you say. Not one person got up on that stand and say Diddy was getting plugged by another nigga or he was fucking another nigga.
No, what didn't have is him rubbing the man's nut on.
all he was
Rubbing the
doing,
prostitute's nut on his nipples.
all he was doing was watching live porn. And I'm not saying that ain't freaky, but let me tell you something.
Nigga, if you want the nut to be rubbed on your nipples, that's kind of creepy. He probably wasn't.
That's creepy. That's not AO-ish. That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't know. I mean, probably the chicks ain't seen him getting plugged. He probably didn't do that in front of the chicks. Because it's been a rumor forever, man. You know this comes out of...
But again, we don't see anybody up there with...
Yo, you think dudes gonna come out and say, yo, I got plugged? Only the ones that just want money. That's the real ones. The ones that are really going through it gonna come out. Come on, you know dudes ain't doing that.
You listen.
You know there ain't no real dude gonna come on stage like, yo, this nigga... No, they're not gonna do that.
And the point about it is that the feds don't care about... At the end of the day, the feds are looking at it like this. If Diddy gets away with this, right? We're just gonna basically discredit him and defamate his fucking character.
They already did that already.
And they're doing that right now. But in the reality of it, it's just showing you what people are capable of doing in numbers and in power. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, yo, I know everybody's mad that it's OKC in Indiana, but I know y'all see that his favorite point guard. This is his fifth.
No, this is a fucking
game-winning shot, time or winning
announcement.
Game. His band
Tyrese Halliburton
Indiana
is
Tyrese
not
Halliburton.
my favorite
What the hell?
point guard.
What the hell?
What the hell, Burton?
He's bugging right now. He's like overrated that. Y'all keep going. He's overrated, but he's showing you that he ain't overrated.
This dude's blazing fucking Tyrese Halliburton so bad.
Yo, come here and put it on the show. This whole play. This is a legendary playoff run, bro. He did it against the Knicks. He's doing it against the OKC. I thought it was going to be.
Still ain't the MVP.
I said Indiana was going to win one game at least, but I think this is going at least 6-7.
Yeah, this is Tyrese.
I still think OKC
This is
wins.
Tyrese's shot.
Hey, it goes in. It goes in. It's going in. So
Meanwhile, Steph is this, huh?
What's your prediction? So you still got OKC? I mean, I still got OKC.
I don't know.
I got OKC in 6.
Honestly, right now, I'm at this point in my life where I don't care. And if I had to choose between the two, it would have to be OKC. But right now, they're both of these teams I feel like should not be here.
No, I ain't bugging. What do you mean they? I mean, OKC had the top record the whole season, and Indiana was third or fourth. They were top 3, top 5 the whole season.
I feel like there was some adjustment bureau action.
Oh, so you telling me they're gonna
the two smallest markets in the NBA?
What does that mean? You think they wouldn't want the Knicks in there, and they wouldn't want other teams in there?
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't because
stop.
Think about when it does in the economy. And Oklahoma just got hit by a storm, a real bad storm, literally less than a year or two ago, right?
Oh my.
Indiana, nobody ever fucking goes there. Who goes to fucking Indiana?
Oh my God, the best team in the playoffs right now, man. In the finals right now, man. They're not sexy.
Shout to Halliburton and his dad because your dad is riding with you.
His dad's back.
But you play on Indiana squad, so I feel bad for you. And you know what? The main dude who needs to be out there, my boy Mike Epps, he's not even on the sideline.
Mike Epps not at the games?
No. Because you know why? Because Indiana abusing got rid of him. And they try to get fucking Kevin Hart to be the male fucking cheerleader. But he turned that deal down because he said, why would I do that when y'all got the hometown hero, Mike Epps? So we know the secrets and lies beneath it.
They got 50 Cent
but 50 not his cheerleader. 50's out there fucking.
Yeah, that's
he got his whole liquor brand out there. So what? You may think he's a cheerleader, but he's just putting face to fucking pocket value. So
he's a businessman.
Yeah, businessman. Keep doing your thing, fam. But
yo, Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson finally went.
Oh Lord, let's play this clip. I sent this clip from the other day. Mike Beasley was talking real.
That's why I'm too sexy. That's why I'm making people love you tonight. You understand? For real. I'm making people love you right now. I'm gonna have you shake that ass, nigga. You wanna dance, Lance? No, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna make you dance. We gonna get straight to it.
Dance, Lance, dance.
I'm gonna bring my dancing shoes on the top or low that boy. You understand? Baby.
Mike Beasley talking that shit.
No.
I mean, the man beat LeBron injured.
Like,
Like,
way in the world ever did that? Hello, everybody. Nobody at your service.
Yo,
he said nobody.
tell
had to
Mike
serve.
Beasley to cut them cornrows off.
But I mean, what the game ended 31. I mean, he dancing on them for real. He making them
But
dance.
Mike Beasley has that, that gather step, and those two after that, he's got that down to the T.
But he ended up winning 31-21.
But it was a great game, and Lance even talked shit.
Nah, but he went by 10. Come on. At least if you won by 1 or 2, that was, he really did what he said he was gonna come to.
He was talking so
now,
breezy.
He won $100,000.
100,000 long. 100 long is a good look for a fucking Friday night. You know what I'm saying?
And he put action behind that shit he was talking.
He said, "Let me get that, yo. Let me
man.
get that, yo."
But everybody knew the man was his number 2 pick. He was supposed to be the man, but too much weed, too much,
I don't even know what our record is technically playing back and forth 1-on-1. I know I busted his ass a couple of times. I'm saying you.
Okay. You had one day where you had a couple games.
I ain't saying one. You say one day.
One game.
Stop!
Don't do that.
No, stop! Why you? No.
I beat you a bunch of times.
Listen. If y'all
Don't
think
do that.
he can beat me 1-on-1, comment, and more importantly, subscribe and like the
Yo,
fact that
we might as well record a game one time. You talk all that spiciness.
Oh,
You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Let me know. Listen. Stop.
You don't want to do that.
Why are you doing this to these people out here?
You don't want to do that. We can record the game.
Keep playing. Now you see.
If you want to do that, we can do that.
Listen, it's nothing but a fucking game. Listen,
Yeah, we can do that.
Listen,
Versus 16.
First and 16. That's out of 3.
That's out of 3. I'm gonna win 2. I'll give you 1. You get 1.
Stop that.
See,
Stop
I'll give you 1.
Stop the cap. See, this is what I'm talking about.
But all right, man. Yo. See y'all next episode.
Show love.
You heard?
Regardless.
Regardless.